Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. We're doing this about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube member or supporter. It's 99 cents a month, or you can do the upper level. We did a couple videos today on a bunch of individual names, Lulu being a really good setup here. And I just want to do a really fast video. I have to go to volleyball. I know we joke around the Discord that we're a hockey family, and but we're also my sport and my wife volleyball, and we all play now. But she's coaching in high school, so we're gonna go watch a quad here, 4 different games. So and then if something significant happens, then I'll go ahead and make a video again later tonight. But let's check out the indicators, and then let's work out a SPY target for the bounce and for on the 65-minute, and then for a target for the next drop after that. Okay, and it's going to be a significant sell signal when we break this trend line here, and so I suspect when we break that we'll have a nice big move, likely to this former high and or more, anywhere within this range for the next move. Okay, so let's jump into it. We have the moving averages. We're holding on to that 20 we spiked through here today, holding this this bounce. This is a wild Wednesday. That's what we call it. And so I'm not surprised that we had a large move to the downside, and now we're getting a big bounce. And so we can get a doji candle here, signifying a reversal. And let's see. So far we're kind of neutral in the market, and we see the breadth from the McClellan oscillator starting to move back down. I do suspect that will head lower from this point, while most of the big names give us this bounce here. So again, this we're curling over for this histogram here. We did get that divergence, and this, when it starts to move, this is really going to start to, you're going to see these histograms grow. So we're starting to come down here. Maybe we get a little bit of bounce, but I do suspect this will cycle through for wave 3, get into sold territory, get some sort of bounce, and then even lower to give us positive divergence here while price action's falling. And we still have that sell cycling through, that sell signal for the slow stoke on the daily time frame. So let's check out the DMARC. I do want to see it 9 count DMARC to the downside. All right, we're at a 2 count so far. Awesome oscillator starting to turn red. We want to see that go into bearish territory. Here's SPY. Again, real quickly, this money flow index catches turns often, very often, and it's such a good indicator, and caught this turn here, and we're starting to move lower. I don't suspect it will make a new high. There's a slight chance, obviously always a chance that we could make a new high here, but I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a lower high at this point. Bollinger Bands testing that 20, that middle band there so far. Volume oscillator, the Elliott oscillator is starting to roll over just like the awesome oscillator, very similar. Let's go to the VIX. So the moving averages, we saw that we were testing that 50, so that's when support, we started to go long on a little scalp there in the Discord, unofficial trade, so people could still see it, but we're going against a trend, in my opinion, at this point. So we reversed off of that 50 moving average. That gave us a little bit more of a hint. Let's go to the 65. And for the, let's do the traditional look. And so far holding those moving averages there down to the 200. We also closed this gap as well. May have left it open by a couple pennies. I'm gonna leave it there for now. And the options expected move to the downside. So it's a safe place to get that bounce. And Possibly we could get back up to the where we started the week. That is possible, but we're looking for a lower high at this point, and I don't think this is likely anymore to hit any more targets to the upside. So there's the moving averages. We had this oversold state. Again, we talked about in the Discord, we had it 8 on the RSI, just bound to get a bounce at that point, highly oversold. And now the slow stoke is starting to curl up. So we're getting a little little tailwind for a bounce. DMARC, we're at a 9 count sell signal right now. So, it's not perfect where it's the low, but yeah, here's that gap still open. And so we're looking for this bounce to continue a little bit higher, and I'll show you those in just a minute. Awesome Oscillator is in negative territory. I do suspect it'll test the 0 line again, but I think this you might get a whipsaw just above it, but I think this will stay in the red territory for some time, just like when you're in up moves like this, that you'll see this continue. And I think we'll stay in the lower edge, the lower end, bearish end for a while. Money flow index, not oversold, but definitely in a lower place here. So with the bounce, we should make it to this 50 area or so and continue our descent. Bollinger Band probably testing the bottom. We're pushing, and you see the expansion of this. Again, here's that 20. That is a safe bet that will make it up to that point around 640, and then the range should be about 640 to 643. Elliott Oscillator, again, that turned negative. We should stay down in that territory. Maybe where you have whipsaws, like to the upside, you had a whipsaw down low. We should have maybe a whipsaw or just stay in this negative territory from the bounce. Okay, so what should that look like? I think the top is in personally. Here's a 1-2. We're going to have a 1-2 setup. This wave 1 is complete here, and we're getting our bounce. And here's our 50% retracement at about 640 and 62. All the way to 786, where we're talking about, you have this consolidation area was 643. So this entire area is our sell zone. We'll start to add on to our trades, reverse our trades to shorts, or re-short the market around 640. And if price continues to go higher, we'll add on to those positions. Now, with that said, if we make it to the 62% retracement, we can start to measure out. Now our high at an SPX would be here, this truncated, but we're still going to use this high right now. So it's going to be approximate. I'm not going to have the exact numbers. So you take from high to low on the wave 1, and then we'll go to wave 2, and I'll adjust that if we get the reversal before or after. And what our target will be is the 162 extension, and it could go further than that, but the whole point is you could have an ABC, and notice where the 620 is. That's our target. That's the bottom of a possible neckline. Now we should pierce it, and if it does, that's giving us more of a confirmation probability that we're in a downtrend, and that was just wave 3. We get a wave 4 bounce, and we go lower from that point, okay, before getting a significant bounce. And so that would be naturally a support here with a possible neckline for a head and shoulder, where you get the right shoulder. But I do think it's going to end up being an uneven head and shoulder after you get a bounce and you see lower prices, and then you can start to see it. You'll get a significant bounce at that point. I don't know why I have a 2 here. So we're looking for the 1. Now we're looking to short wave 2, and then we'll be looking for a wave 3 into and past that territory. So don't think if it makes it to 620 that that's wave 3 and that has to stop. We're looking for it to spike through or go further than that 162 to give us confirmation that it's a wave 3 that we're in. And then, yeah, we'll go from there, and we'll keep you updated. All right. Thanks for joining us here at OptionsTender. Have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you soon.